Hello, my name is Brendan McGrath. I'm the chair of the National Tracheostomy Safety Project. So why does the NTSP need money? Well, the NTSP is a registered UK charity and a registered company, and this means that we have to operate on a not-for-profit basis, and any money that we do make is used solely for allowing the charity to fulfil its goals. The primary purpose of the NTSP is to improve the care of patients with tracheostomies and laryngectomies through education. We achieve this through bringing together multidisciplinary healthcare professionals, patients, their families and carers. Our work cuts across traditional medical specialties such as intensive care, medicine, otolaryngology, maxillofacial surgery, anaesthesiology and respiratory medicine. Our projects are relevant to adults, children, hospitals and our communities. Typically we seek grant funding for specific projects, or we rely on volunteers giving up their time for free in order to work with us. Usually our projects start by identifying an unmet need or a problem with care, either through our own investigations or experiences, or brought to our attention by patients, families, the healthcare profession or the media. Examples of our funded projects can be seen in our work around improving tracheostomy care. These were grants awarded competitively from the Health Foundation to implement and improve the care that's provided to patients with tracheostomies. We developed resources with the Global Tracheostomy Collaborative and we delivered them into 20 UK NHS hospitals. This led on to further work with NHS England, trying to establish what improvements we could expect if we scaled this project nationally. Most of our educational videos, podcasts and written resources were developed by staff and patients giving their time for free. Some of the costs associated with the filming and production were met by a grant from the Health Foundation, but the planning, development, maintenance and distribution of our resources is not specifically funded. The NTSP does not specifically align with any particular medical device company or endorse any particular products. However, we have received unrestricted donations and sponsorship for several of our courses and events over the years, and will continue to collaborate with industry in the future. Any donations we get from industry are used to develop new resources to meet the charity's stated objectives. We have to publish our finances on an annual basis, and our trustees and directors' reports are publicly available. These detail all of our income, expenditure and financial reserves, and the reports detail our future plans on a yearly basis. Since 2020, the majority of our income has come from competitive grant funding, with around 20% coming from charitable donations from individuals and companies, and a further 20% coming from our participation in a variety of research projects. Around 2% of our income comes from the adverts associated with our YouTube channel, and we appreciate our users' support in putting up with the adverts, and they form a small, important and sustainable source of income for the charity. Importantly, none of the directors, trustees, partners or volunteers that work with us receive any financial compensation beyond simple expenses. We'd like to grow to a point in the future where we can employ staff on a permanent basis, because we think there's enough work associated with improving tracheostomy care to justify a permanent team at the NTSP. We'd also like to get to the point of financial stability, where we have adequate reserves to embark on projects in the future without having to resort to competitive grant funding. Whilst there'll always be a role for grant funding in the future, grant applications take a lot of time to prepare, they're usually extremely competitive, and the time from starting an application to receiving any funding can be months or even years. Your donation will go directly to helping us improve the care of patients and families living with tracheostomies and laryngectomies around the world. Examples of our current projects from 2024 include collaborations with hospitals and universities to improve medical devices for the insertion of tracheostomy, co-developing medical devices that facilitate speech in the intensive care unit, new instructional videos for above-cuff vocalisation or ACV, collaborations to produce new consensus statements and guidance for ACV, and leading the updates of emergency algorithms with the Difficult Airway Society and other stakeholders. Thank you for considering donating to our charity. You can be assured that we'll spend anything we receive directly on improving patient care.